All right, you good?
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a special edition. I guess not really a draft special edition of the Listen Up podcast. It's your boy Brandon.
It's your boy Sam. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. What's going on, man? As you know, the draft was yesterday. Our first round of the draft was yesterday. We're gonna finish off the rest of it throughout the weekend. But we want to talk about the Jaguars, man, and how we felt they did in the draft. It seems to be some people up in arms with one of their picks. One of the picks we already knew was guaranteed, unless
Right.
somebody stumbled on the way to the podium and had a mix-up.
Right.
We knew one of those was already guaranteed, considering Trevor Lawrence already had the playbook. So, give me your overall thoughts of the draft, man. What do you think?
I thought the Jags did a good job drafting. Like I think they did a good job drafting. I wish the damn draft didn't take so damn long. That shit is aggravating. Like
it's real strung out, man. It's real drawn out.
Dude, why do they got the commissioner's couch out there? Like, why do we need the couch? Why do we need? Then they sang,
man. It's a television program.
They sang 2 national anthems. They got balloons. They got Kings of Leon. They got just all types of just foolery going on at the draft, dude. Just select the players and move on, bro.
Yeah, I think it was even more so. I feel like I can't see me. There you go. I had to close the curtain or whatever. I looked real dark. But no, man. Like I felt like they had to, man. They had to put on a show. You got to think about it. The NFL was essentially been locked down and been shut down. Been shut down for the last 12 months. So they was like, man, we got to do a production. We've been hoarding all these dollars because the money didn't stop, you know what I mean, at the NFL. So we've been hoarding all these dollars. Let's just throw a big party. Let's just throw a show, put on the show. I don't know. Like, I honestly have no idea what they were thinking. But whoever thought it was like, hey, man, let's just do it and have some fun with it. It's all over the top.
It's too much going on. It's just too much going on. Like, it shouldn't take you.
Bro, Monday Night Football has a theme song. All of it's too much.
3 hours, bro. 3 hours. No, it was longer than 3, wasn't it?
It was longer than 3 hours.
4 hours. It was 4 hours to pick 25 players. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. Like, that shit is aggravating. Like, I can't believe. I'm like, dude, are they serious? And like the Jaguars' first pick, like you drafting Trevor Lawrence. That don't take 10 minutes, bro.
Yeah, don't take up the full 10 minutes. See, that's the other thing I understand. Don't take the full 10 minutes. We know, like when the show came on, we do the ding first pick. You ain't gotta wait. Everybody knew Trevor Lawrence is the pick. We ain't gotta ask no more questions about it. Ain't no speculation, ain't no guessing. We've heard Trevor Lawrence is in Jacksonville. We don't like the fans don't donate it to his wedding. Like, ain't no mystery in it. Stop with the games. Take 1 minute, have a logo tape from that man to make himself from the seat up to the podium. He go and bring it in. Hey, man, Trevor Lawrence the pick. He go back and sit down. And them other dudes also knew who they were picking, too. Like, when they get deep in the first 10 picks is kind of, we know what time it is.
Yeah.
After that, man, okay, chips start falling. All right, we lost that dude, number 2. Like, these people been working on this for a year.
Dude,
longer.
It's taking away. It's taking away too long.
2 minutes. It'll be
4
2
hours,
minutes.
Bro.
It'll be 2 minutes a pick, ridiculous. And that'll be that. Because you ain't making that big of a decision. You ain't. Did anybody trade? I don't remember what any trades.
Bro, it's like 2 trades, bro. But even with that, it still was too long.
2 minutes. Yeah. I mean, hey, we're going to make a trade. All right. Such and such is in the process of making a trade. We've given them a grace period of an extra 3 minutes to figure these details out. You know what I mean? Like, because if the trade can't get finished out in 5 minutes, it definitely ain't going to get finished out in 10 minutes. Man, them details ain't that difficult. I just think it's all the big.
Bringing the couch out is ridiculous. It's just all of it was bad, bro. All of it was bad.
I'm not a fan of it by any stretch of the imagination, but I also don't make no money off of it, so I can't tell them people how to do it.
That's true.
I can't tell them. I can't tell them people not to. You know what I mean? They got to get their checks. How they gonna get their checks? So I mean, it is what it is. It's been too long. I'm not a fan of it. But again, Monday Night Football got a theme song that I don't think is necessary. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they got. I mean, there was controversy at one point. I think on who was singing it, and also stuff. Like, man, bro, it's a football game.
It's out of control. But let's get into the Jags picks, and we'll do a little talking about the NFL the NFL draft overall, like the picks and everything.
Okay, so Trevor Lawrence. I mean, we've talked about it. We've hyped him up. I'm a huge fan. Yeah. To me, it was I don't think there was a even a question. I know I heard some people talk about some, they threw some funny stuff out there earlier on.
Right.
And it was like, well, maybe they might not. Nah, stop that. Shut that up. You know what I mean? Then it was, well, Trevor Lawrence may not want to come, and he kind of shut that down when, he was thanking fans and talking to people. You know what I mean? So I think it was a foregone conclusion that Trevor Lawrence was coming to the Jaguars. That's not even that we can, did that and don't even have to worry about it.
Right.
The second pick is the one that I guess people are a bit upset about, and I'm gonna save my comments after yours. But go. I mean, what was your opinion on the Travis Etienne pick?
Well, okay, so the fact of the matter is the Jaguars got 2 2s, 1 3, 2 4s, 2 5s, 1 7. Mm-hmm. So they can still address needs at those picks. I guess my biggest thing is, do you have a running back in the backfield that you feel like is going to be explosive enough to make big carries, in crucial games? Robinson is a good back, but Robinson is 5 yards on a cloud of dust type of back. You know what I'm saying?
No. Okay, but go ahead.
Finish your point.
True. Finish your point.
And Robinson's a good back, but in this day and age of NFL, when you take Robinson out of the game, who you putting in behind him that's going to be just as that can carry you through a 17 games now, a 17-game schedule. Carlos Hyde is not a good back. You know what I'm saying? We just being real. He's just a guy. He's just another guy. So ETN, he's the most explosive running back in the draft. I mean, I think Harris is better. The back from Bama is better, but he's not faster than ETN. You know what I'm saying?
True.
And you kind of got a back that's like Harris already in Robinson. And then guess what? You got the first pick of the second round. Mm-hmm. And I don't think he was going to fall. I think the Bucs would have grabbed ETN. I think Buffalo would have took a hard look at ETN. I don't think he would have been there in the second round. That's just my honest opinion.
I agree he wouldn't have been there in the second round.
And another thing is, you need to give your rookie quarterback every possible advantage that he can possibly have, because you got to protect him. And the best way to protect him is having a good running game. So when you take Robinson out the game, at least you're not dropping off that much with ETN. So I just don't see the downside of the pick as like everybody else. And then when Robinson's contract's up, you don't have to pay Robinson. You got ETN now. Just draft another running back.
Right. First of all, I don't have a problem with the pick. But I also, because of what you said, they got a lot of picks, so I don't care about the pick. What I will say is, I don't think you needed it there. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, Robinson was good enough to get you everything you needed. And if you tell me, okay, well, we need, in this day in the NFL, you need 2 running backs. So when that running back leaves the field, you need a second one. Do you waste that pick? And I don't want to say waste, but do you use that pick on essentially a back who's coming in to spell another back,
right,
or vice versa? I don't think you use that pick as a running back who you use to spell another running back. So for me, I was like,
but how much does
Robinson was good enough? I felt like Robinson did a good enough job to not have to have you draft a running back in the first round.
But do you think he can carry you through a full season though?
He did.
He got injured towards the end of last year though.
Yeah, I mean, but again, you give me 14 out of 15 or 14 out of the 16 games. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna say you made it through the season. And so if you tell me, okay, again, if you tell me, all right, so then I'm gonna draft the running back because he may not be able to make it through the season, that's still not a good enough reason to have drafted him at that spot. I have no problem with the pick. I don't think it's going to hurt them in the long run. I think it's nothing but a plus. And what we know about Urban Meyer is Urban Meyer loves speed. If you ain't I don't know who he going to draft in the rest of this, but the rest of I can guarantee you every position he going to have is going to probably be the fastest at their position. Or one of the top Urban Meyer believes that speed kills. That's like his philosophy. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. So for me, I'm cool. He's He's very fast. He's a home run threat. We've seen what he can do. He's a good pass catcher out of the backfield. Like he's essentially Robinson, but he's better because I think he has more ceiling.
Robinson.
He has a much higher ceiling. He's a better player, but you essentially got 2 scat backs, 2 speed scat backs or whatever.
But I think they've upgraded their position. Every down backs, right? Both of them are every down backs.
Right. So that's what I mean. It's a plus. It's not. It's not a negative. I don't want to like. I don't want to think. I don't want nobody to say like, "Hey, it was a negative." I think you could have waited and grabbed another fast running back, but he wouldn't have had ETN's upside. I don't have a problem with the pick at all. I just feel like when you go look
at running back, you got Javonte Williams, who is 5'10", 212. Okay, I can see if depending on how you rank him. Michael Carter's 5'8", 201. That seemed like more of a scat back type guy. I like Kenneth Gainwell. He 5'8", 201. That's a third down scat back. But when you're drafting these third down scat backs, you got to then teach them pass protection.
That's correct.
So you may not even see them play until the back half of the season. But at least with ETN, you know if Robinson get hurt, you still got a good running back.
Not only that, and the familiarity. Having somebody in the backfield who is comfortable to make your quarterback comfortable, I think says a lot as well. You know what I mean? Like when I looked at it and I say, and this is why I say, like, I'm not mad at the pick by any stretch.
Right.
He's going to have a guy next to him and protecting him on those pad protects who's protected him for the last, 4 years? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 3 years?
3 years, yeah.
That says a lot. You know what I mean? There's a level of trust there. There's a level of comfort there. Even just being able to hand the ball off. You know what I mean? Like understanding that this is, you know what I mean? I know how this guy, hands the ball off is different. You know what I mean? Like, I just think it's a comfort. I think it was a comfort pick to make your quarterback, your first overall pick, more comfortable. But it also does a two things. The second thing it does is upgrades that running back room. I think they feel good about their receiver core, but I know they're gonna add to it. Right. So now you're saying, all right, offensively, we're gonna be unstoppable.
Right. But
all right, let's do it. I mean, again, I'm not mad at it. I think could they have waited? I'm 100% believe that they could have waited and grabbing a running back they didn't need to grab one there, which is why I think people are upset. But I'm not mad at the pick at all. I mean, it's an upgrade. You upgraded the room.
If ETN is giving you 5 to 6 yards a carry, he give you 8 touchdowns this season. I mean,
along with another 8 by Robinson, then you could say, you know what I mean, that's 16 touchdowns from your running back group. I mean, I'm not mad at it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Yeah. At the end of the day,
this first year is about growing Trevor Lawrence. The first year, this whole first year is about making it as easy as possible for Trevor Lawrence. You know what I'm saying? So you had a good offensive line last year. That offensive line got an undrafted running back, 1,000 yards. So they're good enough offensive line to run the football. And I think you got good enough receivers with Marvin Jones. He's a good receiver. DJ Chark is a good receiver. Chenault, I think, can be a good receiver. I would solidify. Yeah, I would solidify that even more. And we'll talk about that coming up now about who they should draft. You know, I would solidify it even more, and I'd go get like a Tutu Atwell, Elijah Moore, or Rondale Moore. I'm more of a Rondale Moore guy myself, the guy from Purdue. So
yeah, but Tutu probably gonna be the pick. Again, I'm just talking urban.
I mean, but both of them is speed, but I think
Tutu is different speed though.
Yeah, that's different speed. So I want to make sure he can run routes in the middle of the field though. Can he run routes in the middle of the field? That kind of bothers
against Florida State.
Who didn't?
I know who didn't. No. What I will say is the Tutu. The reason why I say Tutu Atwell is because I think you can also transition him to also be a point returner too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you're bringing him in as a number. You're not bringing him in as a number one option. So then you could say, all right, man, you also are, my I think what they believe Rashad Green was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think you can kind of plug it in that role. You now my point returner, and you are my and kickoff returner, and you also are that changer, not the change of pace, the what is called the Wes Welker. Essentially, you play that Wes Welker role, the slot receiver role as well. I think it's a really big move in my opinion. I would go Tutu, and I think if I know Urban and his predilections to how he feels about speed at the position, I think he goes Tutu.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't hate Tutu. He's a little smaller, he's only 155 pounds, but like I said, I'm more like a Rondale Moore type guy. I feel like you get more value with that guy. My biggest thing is if you get the offense where it's scoring 28 to 29 to 30 points in games, and you might lose, but at least now you can unleash your pass rushers now. You know what I'm saying? Allen can be the pass rusher he need to be. Kevon Chason can be the pass rusher he need to be. And if you have to come back to the draft next year and free agency to go get some defensive guys, at least now you know you have a core offensive group now.
Right. I agree.
You know
with
what I'm
that.
saying? You solved the problem. And if you solve it's kind of easy to solve a defensive problem than it is to solve the offensive problem. Solving the offensive
100%.
problem can be a little harder. If you can solve the offensive problem, the defensive problem, you can solve that a little quicker. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean,
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, look at Kansas City. Kansas City was like not good on defense. And then as the offense got better and better, they got better on defense. It's just you have to help your young quarterback out, man. And drafting linebackers and safeties and shit like that is probably not going to help your quarterback out. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I 100% agree with you. I think you got to get your quarterback, or you got to get the offense as comfortable for Trevor Lawrence as possible. If I'm looking at it, I'm getting him, I'm making sure that line is good. I'm making sure his wide receiver group is good, and I'm making sure his running backs are good. Right now, I think we got the running back position that's locked down. I think you got to get on, like you said, I'm pretty sure they're going wide receiver, and I'm sure they're going to offensive lineman with these next 2 picks. So in my opinion, hey, handle that and then use the back half to fix your defense. You can find gems on defense. You can find a whole lot more gems on defense, I think, to hit on some of these linebackers and DBs and front guys than I think you can hit on wide receivers. You know what I mean? Those wide receivers every now and then, they'll hit every now and then. You have a much higher hit rate on defense, I think.
I always feel like if you don't draft the top wide receivers in like the first round or the second round, you might just get an undrafted guy. Because normally the undrafted guys be just as good. So,
Yep.
Yeah, I would go that route. I would go that route personally. So, but coming up today, and then you look at this right here, man. The Jazz got the 33rd pick, which is the first pick of the second round, and they got the 13th pick of the second round.
You should be able to get a quality. You should be able to get a day one starter at wide receiver and at offensive line. Yeah.
Tight end, you can address the tight end position.
I mean, tight end at this point, you add is a luxury. I will wait on the tight end position. I mean, again, I wanted Pitts. I didn't think Pitts was going 4th overall, and that's a conversation for another day. I don't know.
Man, I'm gonna tell you something. We could talk about that right now. Like, I'm not even finna I like Pitts. I think Pitts might be a really good player, but I mean, dude, you drafted pretty much a slot wide receiver, a seam wide receiver,
4th overall,
number 4th overall. Like, that's kind of crazy to me. And it's like Atlanta already been able to score points. I don't even understand that because unless
you get the value for that pick, that man gonna have to be a Hall of Famer.
You have to you basically have to draft. For me, you have to draft Gronk. You have to draft a guy that can add to my run game and add to my pass game. Like, that pick made no sense to me at all. Honest with you, but
I knew he was going high. I didn't think it was that high.
That was real high.
I wasn't. Yeah, listen. Atlanta does some wild stuff. I didn't expect it. Yeah,
they've been scoring points the last 3-4 years, man. That don't seem to be the problem.
Well, is it just hey, we can't give up on Matt Ryan, so we got to see if we can add more pieces to it?
I don't know. I would have drafted Justin Fields to have insurance for when Matt Ryan gets hurt before I done
that's what I thought they was gonna do. I honestly thought they was gonna go quarterback, but the fact that basically this is them saying we're going all in with Matt. Okay. I didn't agree with. I don't understand it, but him going that high let me know he probably wasn't gonna make it to whenever the Jaguars were gonna pick again.
Nah, he was never gonna drop down. He was never gonna drop down.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I would have went. I'm not worried about tight end spot. Not to mention, I'm not sure that I'm. If I'm looking at best available, I'm trying to think of the tight end that I'm gonna look at. That I'm gonna say.
It's probably gonna be Brevin. Brevin Jordan is probably the guy I would look at in about the 3rd or 4th round.
But what I'm gonna say is, are we talking 2nd round though? Yeah, and that's what I was saying. Yeah, 3rd or 4th round.
And in the 3rd or 4th round, I'm talking about 3rd or 4th round. It's not key to take a tight end in that spot.
And that's what I mean. Yeah, no, get you one of these. Get you a offensive lineman. Get you an offensive lineman. Get
I'm
you a
serious
wide
though.
receiver, and
How, do you think they need to address the offensive line? Because I think the offensive line was pretty good last year.
I think
they had bad quarterback play last year. I don't think it was bad
quarterback play.
They had bad quarterback play. I don't think they was bad.
I don't believe you can never not address the offensive line. You
know
what I mean?
If you're going to take a swing tackle,
because linemen get. That's what I mean. I mean like a tackle. Yeah. I mean, get you a tackle and have him push, or have him start, and that way you can now move quality to the bench. You know what I'm saying? Like if you can let these dudes battle it out, and you can push, and now you got you know what I mean, good on good. So now, hey, somebody get hurt. Hey, ain't a problem. We ain't missing a beat. Because I think what you don't want is to end up in a situation where you get a whole bunch of offensive line injuries, or you end up with just offensive line injuries, and now you're scrambling. You know what I mean? Now you're scrambling. Now you got to put in somebody who ain't a starter, and now that starts to affect your quarterback, or get your quarterback hurt because you know what I mean. Somebody in there's a turnstile. That's the only reason why I say that. And again, when you got so many picks to play with, make Trevor Lawrence feel comfortable as humanly possible. Give him don't give him a good offensive line, give him a great offensive line. You know what I mean? We give him a great offensive line, give him a great running game, great wide receivers. Let that man succeed. That's the only reason why I say I would get offensive linemen. Like offensive linemen, man, they get injured. They get injured a lot. And so it gets a bit it gets scary to me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I wouldn't, if you got a guy that can play tackle and guard, I definitely would draft a guy like that, and can develop him. But them bringing back the whole offensive line back this year, they bringing a whole unit back. So that'd be 3 years those guys don't play together. Those guys been pretty good the last couple of years. So
absolutely, I ain't gonna take nothing away from them. I just I just don't think you never had too many. And if you got an extra pick in the second round, that might be where I use it. Depending on value. Now, I mean,
so who do you think they take in the second round?
I'm still going. I'm going with Tutu. I'm going Tutu at the top.
I think they go Barrymore from Bama, and I think they go either Tutu or they go Rondale Moore. I think.
See, yeah, I got them.
Some combination of Tutu, Randall Moore, or Elijah Moore. Somewhere
you don't think they going defensive line?
I said I think they take Barrymore with the first pick, with the second round pick. The Christian Barrymore from Alabama, defensive tackle. Okay, he's a 3-4 defensive end. He's a defensive end in the 3-4.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So I think they take him first, and then I think it's some combination of wherever they got to rank that of either Tutu Atwell, Rondale Moore, Elijah Moore, if he's still on the board, Terrence Marshall Jr., that other wide receiver from LSU that was pretty good, pretty fast.
Yep.
I can see that guy coming off the board. And I think that's kind of how it shakes out. And I think if they don't get the wide receiver that they want, I think you can see them take like Amari Rogers, or Anthony Schwartz in like the third round, maybe fourth round, a guy like that.
I think
Schwartz fast as hell too. The Anthony Schwartz
he is.
Auburn fast as hell.
Yeah, and I can see that. They honestly may grab him late anyway, though. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I honestly believe their main focus in this draft will be offense. I don't think they going. I think especially the top part. I think the top picks will be all offensive players, except for, like I said, I do think I can kind of see what you're saying with that. The Moore pick at the top of the second round, because they do need something in the interior. They do need something in the interior to kind of pair up. So, but I don't know. I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna flip your two picks. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the opposite, and I'm gonna flip your two picks. I think they go receiver. I think they go receiver first, then Moore, as opposed to Moore than Tutu.
Right.
But who knows, man? Who knows? That's the fun thing about the draft, man. I think. Man, one thing I found out with the draft, man, is you can't figure out what some of these teams are doing and what their focus is. You also have no idea where their head is at, because where you're like, when you look at it from the outside perspective, you think this should be their need, and they look at it and saying, yeah, we don't believe we need that, because you don't know how they value the players on their own team. You know what I mean? They may have had a conversation with whoever, and they feel real good about the direction this person is headed in. Maybe he had a crazy offseason. You know what I mean? Who knows? And so they may be looking at somebody and saying, all right, no, we value this person versus another one that may not.
Yeah, can we talk about these let's talk about Asante Samuel, because we didn't have any first round picks come from Florida State. Why did people believe Asante Samuel was going? Why did they believe he was going in the first round? I never understood that. Why did people believe that?
Hype. He had a lot of hype. I mean, he had a whole lot of hype coming out of the draft. I mean, he had a whole lot of hype. I ain't gonna say I'm surprised he didn't, because I mean, but he'll go high second. He'll be one of these top 10 picks in the second round, I believe.
But I guess my big thing with Asante is, and I like Asante, but Asante didn't play the boundary corner. Like, he didn't get a lot of action. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
but I mean, I don't think he got a lot of action, because I think teams at some point realized it was just not.
But I'm saying, like, strategy. he played the off corner. He didn't play the boundary corner. So if you play the boundary corner, you're gonna see more action regardless of, because I mean, you're just gonna see.
Yeah, you're gonna throw it to your best receiver. Yeah,
you're gonna throw it to the best receiver. So I think that people, well, it's a garden and gold glasses type thing, but when you look at Asante, and I like Asante, I think Asante gonna be like a 6-year, 7-year pro. But I did another thing. People
the thing is, you got to understand though. People, like, your Twitter feed is an echo chamber. So
yeah, that's true.
If you're a Florida State fan, and we all are, all we see is the hype. You know what I mean? All we see is, oh man, Asante Samuel is great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, most of us follow him. Most of us, you know what I mean? So every time his name come up, it's tagged to some Florida State thing or something else. So all you see is him. So if you look, you be like, man, that's the best corner in the draft, period. Right. Nah, I didn't believe he was the best corner in the draft. I believe he was very, very good. And I think he, like you said, I think he'll have a very good NFL career. I think he's very fundamentally sound. But I also understood that everything I'm saying is things that I want to see and things that are going to kind of agree with most of the things that I say, because that's how I've designed my Twitter feed to work. So if I'm looking at it and I'm looking at how, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, of course. I'm gonna be hyped. So when I think people look at it, they was like, all I see is Asante Samuel. Well,
yeah.
You gonna see
but I think when you look at him, though, I mean, like, he don't have long arms. He's not a long.
He's not very big.
Not very big. He don't give you. It's like,
which is where the NFL is going. They want bigger, longer, stronger DBs. Yeah.
And the crazy thing is, when people keep talking about, well, you could just stick them in a slot. In the NFL and in college, that slot guy is almost like a third linebacker now.
That's correct.
You know what I'm saying? So he don't give you a lot of run support. You know what I'm saying? Well, he can't. I mean, his frame won't allow you to give you that much of run support. So he's really kind of
him going up against Derrick Henry. Jesus, you know what I mean? He's on my death.
In the NFL, man, they put a lot of big time receivers in the slot too. Like, I mean, that boy Tyler Boyd from Cincinnati be eating in the slot. I mean, so. It ain't like it used to be when your slot guys was smaller. A lot of these slot guys now, man, be like 6'2", 6'3". And
right.
I mean, yeah, man, it's ugly, man. So we'll see about something. I think he still has a good career. I mean, he's too fundamentally sound. And he's just an overall good. He's a good football player. He's a good football player. And I think Kobe No asked about him going to the Jags. I wouldn't like it with the first 2 picks in the second round. I mean, if he fell all the way to the third round, which I don't think he'll fall to the third round, but if he fell to the third round, I wouldn't hate that pick. But I don't think the Jags need him though. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a safety.
Yeah, but Jags don't need him.
What's interesting though, they talking about the Jags talking about Trevon Morwig, the guy from TCU. So I need to find this out, but like, I don't know if you could get Hamza in the third round or the fourth round. Wouldn't you rather take Hamza?
Absolutely.
I would rather have Hamza. I mean, you get a lot of value out of Hamza in that third, fourth round than reaching for Trayvon. But Trayvon seems like he's more of a single high safety. It'd be nice to have both of them, to be honest with you, but that's kind of hard to do. But
is it though?
Yeah, I mean, you would have to kind of like.
It may not be that. Only reason why I say it may not be that hard is because only reason why I say it may not be that hard. They got tons of picks, and if you got somebody who you value and have ranked fairly high, and you can get rid of one of those, later round picks, trade up and move back into the third round. You know what I mean? Like with the number of picks that they have, it gives them a lot of room to play with. They should be able to get everybody they want. Period.
Right.
If they get to a place where it's value, if they get to a place where it's value and they see it, like we know for this dude's, hey man, we had to do it with a high first round grade, or I mean a late first round grade, and this in the second he's still there. Man, can jump back into the second round, grab a pick. You know what I mean? Get 2 of your later round picks and jump up and grab one. Same thing with the third. You know what I mean? Like I believe when you have a lot of picks to play with, it does give you a whole lot of buying power and it gives you a whole lot of collateral. So in my opinion, I'm looking at it, I'm saying, yeah, I don't think there's a player that if they have value on them, there shouldn't be a player they can't get. They should leave this draft saying, I got every player that we wanted. Not that we need, like we got every player that we wanted and we filled all the needs, in my opinion. Right. If not, they've done the draft wrong. Yeah. You can't have all these picks and not. You know what I mean? I don't think they should. What they got? How many picks they got left? 9 more picks left?
They have, hold on. 1, 2,
I think I'm doing 3,
it in my mind. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8 picks. 8 picks left. Hey man, get everybody. Like if you don't, matter of fact, I think if they ended with all 8, if they end up with 8 players, I think they may have done something wrong. You know what I mean? Get rid of 2 of those. Get rid of 2 of those. Get what you want. I don't think you should end up with 8 players. That's what I mean. That's my opinion. Of those 8 picks, you shouldn't end up with 8 more players.
Well, I mean, it depends on. It just depends.
Get the best, man. Like we've seen it. You can do it. First of all, Urban Meyer is a master of a quick turnaround. So, in my opinion, I think he's going to be very aggressive when it comes to, all right, I'm getting who I want.
Yeah,
I'm getting who I want, regardless of if we ended up with 6 picks, but they were the 6 best. You know what I mean? We got the 6 top play, and we end up with an A draft, and we filled needs, and we got, you know what I mean? We, like you said, we got Hansel, we filled every need. We got day one. We got 6 day one starters who all end up with, you know what I mean, long careers here.
Right.
Give me the 6. Give me 6 picks out of the 10 that we had. You know what I mean? Give me 6 day one starters as opposed to 10 and 5. You know what I mean? And maybe we get 5 day one starters, 4 day one starters, and 6. I don't know.
I think ideally what you want to build is you take these last 8 picks and you draft 8 starters, and they may not start, but they're capable of starting. Right,
correct.
That's ideally what you want in a draft. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. It's ideal because that way you're building depth. You know what I'm saying. Now you got depth on your team, and I think they're gonna do that, man. It's so hard to know where guys fit on a board for coaches and these because they have more information than us. You know, like people got getting mad about Justin Fields falling, but I'm like, you know, Shanahan has been around RG3. He's been around Matt Schaub. He's been around Matt Ryan. I mean, I'm going to assume Shanahan knows more about quarterbacks than me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just going to assume that he knows more. You know, he's coached every different quarterback. And if he feels like the Trey Lance kid is better than Justin Fields, or has potential to be better than Justin Fields, or had a mental makeup to be better than Justin Fields, I gotta assume that Shanahan knows what the fuck he's talking about. It's just if Bill Belichick thinks that Mac Jones is going to be a great quarterback one day, he drafts him in the first round, I gotta assume the greatest coach of all time probably knows what the fuck he's talking about. I gotta assume that.
That's funny. I was just going to ask you about the Trey Lance pick.
Did you hate it?
Oh boy, I hated it.
Did you?
I hated it. Boy, I hated every as they read the names and they would talk. I listen. I know they know more than me. I know they know more than me. I agree with every word you just said.
Right.
Doggone, how in the world? How in the world can we look at Justin Fields all season and for the last 3 seasons, and you tell me in the last 6 months Trey Lance is better than him? I'm not seeing it. I don't understand how you get to the logic in your mind to look at.
This is what I think. I think that
Mac Jones, I don't care about. That Mac Jones pick is whatever. I mean, I think Kyle sit him and develop him for a couple years, and then he'll be the greatest ever. I mean, I trust.
I think Kyle Shanahan looked at Trey Lance and looked at Justin Fields. He went to both of their pro days. He watched both of them. I think he saw a quicker delivery from Trey Lance. I think he's seen a quicker delivery. I think he's seen a guy that's a little less developed in Trey Lance than Justin Fields. So I think he's seen a higher upside that I can coach. I can get unmolded clay. I get, you know what I'm saying?
Did he see Trey Lance on one leg destroy Clemson and one of the best defenses in college football?
You got to ask yourself.
I'm just asking. Did he see that?
I get what you're saying.
Did he see that at the pro day? Because I saw that in real. I saw that. I saw like in real time. I watched that happen. So for me, it's difficult when you tell me I watched the pro day and that's how I made my decision. Man,
no, I don't.
Fuck that pro day. Like fuck the pro day.
I think it's more than that. I think when you. So something I was told about Justin Fields, and this could be just people just talking.
I'm about to call you. Finna make me call Wig, man. Me and Wig talked yesterday about Justin Fields, and everything that people have said about Justin Fields is all wild takes and bullshit. Essentially,
so
I know he's comfortable with me saying that those are that people been basically lying on that man. But go ahead.
I think one thing that you find about Justin Fields is I do think some of the Georgia stuff, the stuff that happened at Georgia, maybe rubs coaches the wrong way too, as far as did he come into a situation at Georgia thinking I should be gifted this job? And while we all believe he should have been a starting quarterback at Georgia, did he come into that situation not working as hard as he should have worked and then pouted while he was there, right? Because if you draft, because my thing is this: if you draft Justin Fields and you tell him, hey, you got to sit behind Garoppolo because we're gonna keep Garoppolo, right? Are you gonna come in with that same attitude that you had at Georgia? You're gonna have that same attitude here because we don't need it in our quarterback room. I think that can play a part in that. You know what I'm saying? So I think
the different. Hold on. Let me address that
though.
point. Yeah. So let's say that was their concern. Let's say I agree that they believe that was a real concern, right? Right. If I believe that they believe that was a real concern, you have to look at the Georgia situation like for what it is. The Georgia situation was him being done wrong. You are supposed to feel away and leave us. He was done wrong. I'm telling you, I know from Georgia people that there was a whole lot of politics and who was starting over him didn't have nothing to do with the playing ability. If I'm in the locker room and I'm a quarterback and I know I'm outperforming you at every practice and I'm outperforming you and I'm outperforming you every time I see it, and then we get to the game and this dude keeps playing over me, and then now I know that there's some stories behind it, and I'm hearing about boosters and I'm hearing about who daddy does what and this, that, and the third, and I'm the odd man out. At this point, I am going to feel away and I'm going to leave this situation. That's and if you take that and hold that against me, cool. But that's on you holding it against me. I ain't have that didn't have nothing to do with me.
My thing is, if you're going through that situation, you still have to be a professional. And I think maybe there was some immaturity there.
Man was 19 years old. Of course, there could be some immaturity. You out here getting overlooked by scrubs. You over here getting overlooked by scrubs.
But Brandon, I gotta invest.
But Brandon, I'm going to be in the. It's going to be something. But at the end of the day, when it was time to ball, I balled.
Right, but that's all fine, well, and good. But I mean, I don't want to draft the next RG3. I'm trying to draft the guy that's going to lead my franchise. And if I want to sit you on the bench, RG3. I'm just saying, if I want to sit you on the bench for a year, and it's not going to be easy, I need to know that you're going to have a workman's type professional attitude. You know what I'm saying?
But that's a question that you can ask that man. And if he gives you a terrible answer, like, no, I'm a starter, I don't sit behind nobody, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I don't know. He may have said that in the room. Then, okay. You got every right to draft whoever you feel like.
And maybe he didn't answer that. And maybe he didn't.
Maybe he answered that question poorly. Yeah,
maybe he didn't answer that question right.
But if you get the answer of, listen, what happened to Georgia,
and then another thing we don't know is if a coach needs a certain type of player that he can coach. You know what I'm saying? Like Tom Brady had to be a certain amount of coachable for Bill Belichick to coach him. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So maybe Shanahan needs a certain type of player, a certain type of quarterback that he can coach. Maybe it's not all about what the talent is. I need a certain guy that I can coach. And that might be a part of it too. Like, we don't know what goes into these things, man. Like, people said the same shit about Dwayne Haskins. People said the same shit about Dwayne Haskins.
Nobody said nothing about Dwayne Haskins. We all knew Dwayne Haskins.
No, we didn't. It was all on the internet. People was like, oh, it's because he's black. It's because it's this and that. And it's like,
all of them are not because they black. Dwayne Haskins don't fall into that category. I never thought Dwayne Haskins was anything. So in my opinion, that I don't know. Maybe it was and I missed it. I don't remember the hype being around Haskins as it was.
People was upset watching Haskins fall, and people kept saying it's some stories there that y'all might want to relax on. You know what I'm saying? I just think we don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Shanahan does know. He feel like I can sit this guy for half a year or whatever. When I start running these, because Shanahan pretty much gets good offensive play out of quarterbacks, no matter how terrible the quarterback is. He finds a way to get good production out of him.
Right, and I believe Trey Lance will do well in Shanahan's system, as most quarterbacks do. I don't understand how we can look at both of these guys together, and you tell me that one of these guys, I looked at him and I valued him higher, and it's difficult for me to understand it.
And then I'm
not saying anything more except for it's difficult for me to understand it.
Yeah, and I think he just is. When you draft a quarterback, you draft fresh in the first round. You're drafting the face of your franchise. You're drafting a guy that's going to set the tone for everything that's going to happen for the next 2 to 3 to 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't feel like that guy has the mental makeup that you need him to have, I mean, you really can't take him. If we just being honest. You know what I'm saying? No matter what talent
level. Listen, he has his reasons. I don't know what his reasons are. I'm not besmirching this man's reason. He has his reasons, right?
Right.
I don't know what they are. I don't agree with them, but I don't have to. It's his franchise. Right. Listen, he drafted Lance. If Lance ends up being Cheeks, you know who fired? Shanahan. Period. It don't matter to me. I ain't losing $1 on it. You know what I mean? My job is still going to be the same. So it don't affect me in any way. I just don't understand, but I will say I don't understand it. I don't understand the logic. I don't understand the rationale behind it. It ain't for me to understand it. I would not have woken up and chosen Trey Lance over Justin Fields. Not no day would I've ever done those things. That's my opinion.
What you think about the Packers situation?
What Packers situation?
You know, Aaron Rodgers said he want to leave now. He done. He out.
Oh yeah, I did hear about. Listen, man. Aaron Rodgers has not gotten along with whatever's happening in Green Bay for a long time now. And he tried the new coach. He didn't like the last coach. Cool. He got up out of there. So they gave him a new coach. He actually liked this guy. And at this point, I think he's like, listen, man, it's time. I've given everybody the best opportunities. I've given everybody the best of me. Y'all have seen me be great. At this point, it may just be time for a change of scenery. I think you put Aaron Rodgers on some turf in a warm climate, and I think Aaron Rodgers is bringing somebody a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I think it might be somebody might get end up with some drafts with some picks today for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I don't know where that'll be at, but I would imagine it'll be in a warm climate with a roof over top.
Yeah,
I think Aaron Rodgers been upset with what's going on in Green Bay. Again, it got to be within the inner office at this point because
But you know what's crazy about it? You know what's crazy about it when you think about it though? It's like he watched Brady leave the greatest coach of all time, go to Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay basically gave Brady everything he wanted. You want Antonio Brown, you got it. You want Leonard Fournette, you got him. You want me to go draft offensive lineman, we drafting them. Like whatever you need, we got you, Brady. And I think he watches that shit and he's like, dude, Brady
that should be me.
Brady's lapping me in rings, and this dude ain't got the 10th of the talent I got. You know what I'm saying? Like this guy's not even close as talented as I am, but he's lapping me in rings because he's getting every possible thing that he could possibly need to make it happen. Like Brady was winning playoff game throwing 3 interceptions. Like that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of bothered him. And then I just think Green Bay just do a shitty job of drafting, man. And they don't sign free agents. That's their philosophy. They don't sign free agents, which I don't Personally, I think if you got a great quarterback, you probably shouldn't be signing a whole lot of free agents. You should probably be drafting good enough player because, I mean, you got the key piece there already. Unless you're going to add like a pass rusher here, a guy here and there, you shouldn't be, killing.
Give him everything it takes to be successful. Give me everything it takes for me to be successful. And I don't think they've done that. They have not done that well at all in Green Bay. And I think at this point, he's looking at it saying, they're not going to be. It looks a lot. It felt like LeBron leaving Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like, man, I've given y'all a lot of chances to kind of have me not out here looking crazy, and y'all keep having me out here looking crazy. Y'all give me 50 Shaq. Y'all give me 50-year-old Shaq and 45-year-old Shane Battier. I'm looking around, and meanwhile, I'm looking at Miami in the sense, and they get, you know what I mean, and they seem to always be putting pieces together and this, that, and the third. Right. Nah, I want to go with whoever, you know what I mean? If I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm looking around at my idol, you know what I mean, at the competition getting whatever they want. They opening up the store for them. Right. Meanwhile, I'm out here struggling. I ain't gonna struggle much longer. I'm going to whoever want me and gonna give me what I need. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Wayne make a good point. I mean, you can't be kicking field goals with a great quarterback like that.
Bill Belichick would never. Bill Belichick would never.
And they've done that a couple times in the playoff, kicking field goals, and they got no business and punting on 4th and 1 and shit. They do a lot of dumb shit.
Trust me. And Aaron Rodgers is cocky as hell. So Aaron Rodgers is like, man, trust me, I got this. You know what I mean? And he's earned that level of cockiness to say, trust me, I got this. I'll put it. We're gonna lose, but we're gonna lose in my hands. And that's what you're supposed to do that. And that's what, I'm all for Aaron Rodgers saying, hey man, it's time to go. It's time for me to go. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I mean, they deserve what they're getting. They deserve what they're getting, man. I mean, they deserve what they about to get, man. So that's crazy. I think any other draft storyline that was I thought was interesting. Baltimore finally got a wide receiver. They drafted a wide receiver for Lamar Jackson. Yeah, but I got another feeling about Lamar Jackson. But
we had to fight about Lamar Jackson. We ain't going back there.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't think no other real big.
I was gonna say there's nothing else that really came out of it. I was just gonna say the same thing. I don't think it's anything else.
I know something. I know something that's gonna be funny. I like Donovan Smith from Bama. But I knew he was pissed off when he found out he had to play quarterback with Jalen Hurts again. I bet he was like, God damn. I know he was like, God damn, I gotta play with Jalen Hurts again.
He won't be playing with him much. He won't be playing with him for much longer. So it'll be all right. I know that they grabbing them a quarterback in the second round.
Yeah, they need to go draft Kyle Trask, dude.
Matter of fact, they might end up with what's his name? They may end up with Aaron Rodgers.
Nah, they ain't gonna trade him in the division now. Green Bay ain't that stupid.
Depending on what that offer is. Depending on what that offer look like. Depending on what that offer look like.
Nah, I don't think
again, it depends on what that offer look like.
But I think the Bears the Jags, and I think the Bears and the Jags probably had the best day.
I agree. I saw somebody was talking about the Dolphins. Yeah, Wayne was talking about the Dolphins. Dolphins out here working magic.
Well, the Dolphins they just ran right. I mean, they ran well right now, man. I mean,
they really are.
But the one thing about it though, I know they drafted Jalen Phillips. I'm not actually a big Jalen Phillips fan because at one time I do want to retire. So I mean, if you give him some money now, I don't know how
much it's gonna work.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, so that kind of bothers me with that guy. But we'll see. But I like the Dolphins though. I like what the Dolphins doing. Waddle was a good ass pick for them to me.
100%.
I think he's actually better than Donovan Smith.
He is.
Yeah,
it's funny. I talked to Wig about that yesterday too. Yeah, he compared Waddle. He said he's a combination between Lockett and Odell Beckham Jr. I said, goodness, that's a hell of a comp. He said he's a combination of both of those guys. He basically saying he's a smaller version of Odell. And so I was like,
it's crazy, man. Because I
told him that's high praise. You know what I mean? I told him comparing anybody to Odell is.
I don't know if I'm drafting a slot wide receivers as high as they going this year. I think it's kind of crazy. Like we watching
Odell mixed with Lockett. I'm drafting.
Usually the top 10 wide receivers are normally like 6'4" and above. They not normally freaks. freaks going like Julio Jones and shit. I can't even think of a guy.
I'm telling you, the speed speed, man. Like
the NFL is such a wide open game now, man. It's such a wide open game. Man,
you put they looking at Tyreek Hill at 5'2", and they looking at that dude rolling past everybody, and they saying, let's see if we can find another Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's true.
I think that's kind of their opinion on it. So
all right,
but listen, man. Listen, as always, we appreciate you guys listening, man. This is definitely one of Florida State pod, even though we kind of threw some Florida State in there. But as always, we appreciate you listening. Rate, review, subscribe. We'll be back with more Florida State next week. We out.
Yo.